Hi Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon, and I want to bring you a pick a pile today. So we have 3 to choose from. I want you to focus on the images of the cards, or maybe you're drawn to a certain color or a certain number, but whichever one that you are drawn to the most, that would be your pile. And you can also stick around for all 3, or maybe if 2 of them grab your attention. But just go ahead and focus, meditate on whichever pile it is that you would like to choose, and I will see you in your pile. All right, so for those of you who chose this pile, this is pile 1. This is your reading. So let's take a look at what we have. We have building blocks, co-create, and a higher power. Wow. So this is immediately telling me that we are co-creating something, building a new foundation with a higher power. So we're co-creating with the universe. So whatever foundation that you had in the past may have crumbled, may have been faulty. Whatever the situation was, you're building something new, and you're going to make sure that it's stable this time. And not only that, but you are helping to co-create this with Source. So it's pretty much guaranteed at that point to be a solid foundation. All right, let's see what else we have to go with this. All right, yep, there is the Tower. So something definitely did crumble. You may have had a sudden change that tore down your foundation. And again, maybe it just wasn't a stable foundation. But it doesn't matter because you are rebuilding it now. So you may have kind of sat in the wallowing in your own misery for a time. And you're now ready to get back up and to start something fresh, for healing, for change, for rejuvenation. And with that, you're getting kind of a recharge in your energy. And that is the gift from Spirit here. So Spirit's helping you out by giving you this passionate energy, this creative spark, and helping you to build the new foundation and to co-create something beautiful. And again, with the with the Star card, that does inquire that it is hope. You are now not looking kind of in this dark area anymore and like maybe a hopeless energy. You're starting to see the support that you're receiving from Source in building something new. So whatever this something new is for you, let's just give a few examples. One of them could be a new home. Maybe you were living in a place that was unsafe. Maybe you didn't own it, you were renting it. This could be relationships. Maybe you were in some kind of relationship that ended and it wasn't built on a solid foundation. And so it had to be stripped away. And now you're ready to build something brand new on a solid foundation. This could be a job. So you may have had some job in the past that maybe didn't serve your highest good and didn't involve your creative energy. I have 2 cards here that mean create. And we are being gifted something from Spirit, from Source, that is giving us our passionate creative energy back. And we are learning how to alchemize that energy into something beautiful. So this time around, you're making sure that this is solid, that this is stable, that this will endure the test of time. So whatever endeavor it is that you are building, it's going to be amazing because you are being backed by the universe. You are being helped by the universe, being gifted this creative energy. And you yourself are doing the internal work as well, alchemizing and healing from this. So you have transmuted whatever negative, dark energy came from this situation and transmuting it into something beautiful. And the universe is here to help you with that. So that is beautiful and amazing. I want to get a Gothic Oracle to go with this. Okay, there we go, that one. So we have Raven. Let's take a look at what the Raven has to say. Okay, this stands for shape-shifting. With a raven on her wrist, this young woman with her jet black hair and midnight blue dress seems to be in the process of transforming, with wings sprouting from her back and feathers spreading across her cheeks like a mask. She begins to take on the identity of her familiar. Shape-shifting is the ability to transform and can be found in mythology and folklore. From the Greek gods such as Zeus, who changed his identity to a swan to seduce Leda, to the Celtic tales of Ceridwen and Gwion. Gwion escaped Ceridwen's clutches by transforming into a hare, and there are many fantastical stories of gods and goddesses altering their appearance. There are times when we all shapeshift in daily life, such as when we put on a brave face or a mask, or mask disappointment, We might do this to protect our own emotions or others, but there are times when imitation can be of even greater value. If you've drawn this card, it might be a time to shapeshift. If you're hoping to secure that high-profile job, then you might need to dress or sound the part. If you want to invite love and kindness into your life, then displaying those qualities could help compassion find you. The woman in this card is manifesting qualities inherent with her that will assist her journey. How can you embrace yours? All right, beautiful. So, again, I am gathering that that's what we were doing here with this transmuting the darkness. So if we are doing something with Source and building something new, you might be called to shapeshift. And again, that could mean putting on a hiding face in the midst of people who don't see you going through something. This could be you wanting to get that better job or maybe build your own business. So you have to look and dress like that person. So they do say, dress for the person that you wish to be. And what that does is it doesn't trick your brain, but it trains your brain that this is how the person I want to be dresses. This is how they act. This is what they do. So I'm going to embody that. And over time, and it doesn't even take that much time, you slowly become that person. So this is a very strong message here of just because something was taken from you doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. In fact, you're building something even better with the help of Source and yourself. Because again, you're the one that's alchemizing the energy. You are. So you're taking whatever old crumbly story that you have going on here and saying, I can build it better this time. And this is what you're alchemizing. And you're doing it with passion and with creative energy. So this is beautiful. I love this. I do want to get a message from Spirit to close this out. So what message from Spirit do we have for this group 1, please? Okay. Learn to ride the waves of life. When faced with difficult times, you can either fight against the current or go with it. So ask yourself, what is to be gained by depleting your energy and fighting against it? Don't do that to yourself. Okay. So that takes me back to kind of this wallowing in the darkness. Some of us had something fall and crumble and didn't know how to get out of it. Or maybe didn't want to get out of it. Maybe I just want to sit in this for a while. There's good and bad to that situation, because while you're sitting in it, you can in the process be alchemizing the energy, transmuting the dark into light. You can be going inward. You could be healing things from your past. But the message is, don't dwell on this too long, and definitely don't fight against it. If something is meant to fall out of your life, it's gonna fall. But the best part is that you get to build something new, and you get to make sure this time that it is stronger than whatever you had previously built. And I know that you have that faith and hope that that's the case, because you're co-creating with the universe this time. This is a beautiful reading. So that's all I have for you, Pile 1. I thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye. Okay, Pile 2. If you chose this deck, this is your reading. Let's take a look at what we have here. So we have Balance, Emotional Desert, and Soulful Appreciation. Okay. So this is interesting because if we kind of rearrange them this way, I'm going to do that just so I can see better. We are looking at 2 cards indicating balancing something. Now in this one, we are balancing that heart, light, feather energy. Okay, in this case, it's a butterfly, to money. And we are breaking free of whatever limiting beliefs that we have that money has more value than our souls, our kindness, our hearts, love. Okay? You can see in this picture that the butterfly is down, and the big stack of money, which in real life, if we're actually weighing these items, the money would be heavier. But when you're measuring things at a soul level, this is not true anymore. So you are coming to find out that money does not have all the value as we were initially taught. Okay? When you're growing up, what is the American dream? It is to have a family, have a house, have a good job, have stability. What gives you that? Money. But the truth is that, yes, you need this to survive. You absolutely do. But if it causes you to become an emotional desert, then is it worth it? Is having all the money in the world, but locking up your feelings, worth it? So I'm very much gathering here that we are finding that healthy balance of hiding our emotions and having the money to do what we want and need in our lives. So with this balancing act, this involves self-care and maybe even inactivity and isolation. To me, I'm gathering that as the inner work. Now, here is a mirage, and I really, really, really want to get into that because this pile is pretty deep. When you are in the desert, and I know that we've seen so many movies, cartoons, whatever you want to put here, where they're in the desert, there's no water, they're dripping sweat, they're thirsty as heck, and they just want some water, and they're afraid they're going to die in the desert. And then they suddenly see this oasis, and they're like, oh, I'm going to run towards that. And then they start shoveling sand in their mouth thinking it's water, and it's a mirage. So that very much brings me to this situation. Whatever you were taught or believed about kind of, again, the American dream, if I have all the money, I can be happy. Money does buy you happiness. It's not true. And I think a lot of us are starting to understand that concept, because what it's doing is it's creating this mirage of, I have financial security. I am set in my life. I am good to go. But in actuality, having kindness and gratitude and love is what weighs more. So if you are on this side of the scale and you still believe that money fixes everything, gives you everything, you likely are on this side of the spectrum where your feelings are not at the forefront of your mind. And whatever it is that you're working towards in seeking this financial security, it's a mirage. So imagine you standing at the edge of the desert. You're making all this money and you have this vision of your future. And you're going through hard times because you feel that there's going to be a payout at the end. But when you get there, it's a mirage. That was such a deep message from Spirit. Thank you so much for delivering that. Somebody needed to hear it. Now, what we are needing to do, and I'm not saying that any of us are not doing this, but for those of you who need this message right now, what we need to do is find the balance between the two. We need to have a good relationship with money and express gratitude and have a deep relationship with our soul. Give ourselves this self-care. Center ourselves. And then this mirage becomes a reality. Now we can walk through some place, drink some water as we need it, and keep going. And even though the journey may still be hard, whether you're going after the money or you're going after something that fulfills your soul, if you're doing the inner work and centering yourself and your self-care, then this is no longer a mirage. The water will be available to you whenever you need it. All right, let's take a look at what tarot we got for this pile. All right, the Four of Swords in reverse, the Ace of Swords, and the Four of Cups. All right. So, some of us were shown the truth of this situation. And maybe even yourself or someone you know dealt with this, where they kept moving up and moving up and moving up and more money, more money, more money. And what that creates is more greed. And we do definitely live in a greedy society, unfortunately. But what you're not acknowledging in this process is how disconnected you are from your heart. You've got the Four of Cups here. Again, this is another message of Spirit trying to give you something. And you're just like, nah, I don't want it. You would just rather sit there happy with your money and not feel your feelings. You might even be bored in your life. This is a tough energy. Now, with the Four of Swords and us having this self-care, I am seeing that some of us are failing to take that time out for ourselves and give ourselves the self-care. Now, being that this is with isolation, we could be freeing ourselves from isolation. So this could also mean that. So this we'll call it a double-edged sword, could very well have two meanings. One is that you're not healing, you're not doing your self-care, you're not centering yourself. The other side of the coin is you are at least getting out of isolation and recovering from something. So it's saying you're re-entering the world. Now, as you're re-entering the world, things may be confusing for a time, okay? Because again, you were in some mentality before of, nah, I don't want to feel my feelings. It hurts too much. It's painful. I'd rather shove it down. I'd rather not feel the feelings. So this has left you in an emotional desert. But now that you know the truth, it's going to be awfully difficult to stay in this energy because your heart's being activated. So I want to get a Gothic oracle to go with this. Let's see what we have for this pile, please, Spirit. All right, this one. We have Dragon Beauty. Okay. This stands for gifts. A small dragon perches upon a rose, the flower blooming beautifully in both its perfection and natural flaws. The rose, in all its colors, is often presented to loved ones, connoting romance, caring or kind intentions. With his wings beginning to spread above him, this dragon offers you the rose, a symbol of generosity and beauty. This is a card connoting a gift, a pleasant surprise, or the arrival of something pleasing. It can describe the giving of presents and the generosity of others, but its meaning is far wider than impromptu gift giving. Dragon Beauty will, in some situations, concern compliments and can predict praise. What could be better than being told that you're doing a good job or being congratulated for your efforts? In some readings, the card will hint at promotions. If you've drawn this card, then know that the gift of good news is on its way, as new opportunities may be headed in your direction. In its simplest of meanings, being reminded of your qualities, admired or noticed, will give you a much needed boost. Okay, that's beautiful. So, because of this kind of emotional desert and you re-entering society, you're going to be gifted with something. And it's either going to be a new job that pays better or that also fulfills your soul. You know, again, it's that balance between the two. Sure, you can go get a job that pays a lot of money, but if you've got to sell your soul to be there, it's not worth it. That could have been, you know, what's left us in this emotional desert. But it could also be a person coming through to tell you, like, hey, you're doing a great job. I like the way that you do this in this job, or, you know, whatever the situation is. Some truth is coming out, and someone's going to give it to you. All right, let's get a message from Spirit to close this reading out. All right, that one. You wouldn't plant a seed and then dig it up every few minutes to see if it has grown. So why do you keep questioning yourself, your hard work, and your decisions? Have patience, stop overthinking, and keep watering your seeds. Okay, so we're talking about watering our seeds in an emotional desert. I love how well that ties in together because, you know, that's what we're doing. So again, if you don't want this little island here to be a mirage, we've got to do the balance between the gratefulness, the gratitude, the soul appreciation, and the money that comes in. That way we have the balance of the watery aspect that we need to survive. You need water to survive. Otherwise, you're just going to die out here in this desert because this oasis is a mirage. So that is the message I have for you today. I thank you so much for being here. I hope you all take care of yourselves, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hi, Pile 3. If you chose this deck, this is your reading. All right, let's take a look and see what we have here. We have trust the guidance that you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany. I am also present to clear away your worries so that you can trust your divine guidance. This is a blessing in disguise. Be patient and have faith that your angels have this situation under control. What will come is far better than you dared to dream. And all is in perfect timing. This is it. It's time to take action now. I will be here to help you every step of the way. All right. So let's take a look and see what this blessing in disguise is. We have the Sun card, Temperance, and Judgment. Oh, wow. Look at all this angelic support here. Wow. So, you have, this card is full of angel wings. This is Archangel Uriel and Archangel Michael. This is Archangel Gabriel. And then this is just an angel. I don't necessarily know who this one is supposed to be, if anything. But that's a lot of angelic support here. Not only that, but these are all major arcana cards. So that is intense energy. So we have a lot of support here. So with the blessing in disguise, I'm trying to figure out what it is that happened here, because I see the aftermath of what happened. But I don't know what came before this. So I'm gathering that there was worry about something. And maybe even we did some inner child healing. And what I'm gathering is with the Temperance card, this is us alchemizing our situation. So we have definitely gone in and transmuted something. And because there is the Sun card, I am very strongly being pulled to inner child work. So somebody has reached out to their angels and asked for help with something. And it could have been, again, kind of letting go of a situation, healing a situation. This could be past life traumas. This could be ancestral trauma. I mean, this could be current life trauma. So you called in the cavalry to come and assist you with letting this go. And it was hard because you're getting this is a blessing in disguise. So you're being assured that no matter what it was that did occur, you are protected and that you're going to be taken further than you could ever dream. For now, the advice is to take the middle road. So whatever situation that you have going on, try not to go to any one extreme or the other. You know, go down the middle path. And do some self-evaluation, some reflecting. This to me also says, though, that you called judgment on a situation. And judgment is here. So whatever it was that occurred in this pile, you have massive angelic support, and you have beautiful positive energy here, a lot of it. And with the Judgment card, you're also being advised that even though you might not see something happening, you need to trust that it's occurring in the background and that this is truly a blessing in disguise. This is just immaculate, beautiful energy. I can't even, like the amount of support. I feel so uplifted from this reading. Like, whoever picked this pile, and if this is for you, you are just being supported. You're being guided. You're being loved. You're being protected. Whatever happened, you don't need to worry one little bit. Not even a little bit. Because you are so powerful that you called in all this support to assist you in this matter. It is being handled. It is being taken care of. And not only that, but whatever it is that left, you are going to be gifted with something 1,000,000 times better than whatever is left. Now, my throat chakra is activating right now. So I'm gathering that it took a lot of courage to speak up about something. Wow. Abusive relationship is what's coming up here. And I don't know if it's child abuse. Whether it was physical or verbal abuse. But I am hearing resoundingly from Spirit that whatever hurt was caused should not have been done to a divine being. And that you are being vindicated. So whatever this was, for whoever this was, don't worry. You can let it go. You've already called in the cavalry to come and help you with this. And they're here. They're here to help you. They're here to cut out whatever doesn't need to be here. This is talking about clearing away your worries so that you can trust your divine guidance. This was a blessing in disguise. Speaking up was hard for you. And maybe as a kid you felt you didn't have a voice. Wow, this one was tough. This one was tough. But I want you to know that despite whatever happened, whatever this was, the amount of beautiful, positive, radiant energy in this reading and how uplifting it is past you. You've healed it, you've called judgment on it, and you've alchemized the situation. You have transmuted whatever this was into light, and you are being rewarded for it. And it is coming to you. And you have divine support. Wow. Okay. Let's get a Gothic oracle to go with this. All right, pile 3. What do we have to go with this energy here? Okay, that one. Blue moon. All right, let's read on blue moon. This stands for luck. Beneath the moon, a girl and her unicorn companion bathe in the blue light. Within the dark forest, wildlife can be seen. In this opportune moment, an owl wings his way through the trees. A blue moon is considered a rarity, bringing to mind the popular expression, once in a blue moon. In actuality, it is the name given to the appearance of the second full moon in a calendar month. On average, a blue moon occurs every 2.5 years. Because of the infrequency of the event, this card is connected to luck and the seemingly impossible becoming possible. When its magnificent glow lights a reading, it suggests that you will become the beneficiary of prosperity. This occurrence, however, may not be expected since the card, like the blue moon, is out of the ordinary. Luck is on your side. Fortune will favor you, and you'll likely be in the right place at the right time. Surprise opportunities and random synchronicities are part of this card's message. Whether you find a little extra than you thought in your bank account this month, or meet with someone who could positively change your life. Wow. Oh, that's so beautiful. I still can't get over this energy. This pile, wow. Let me just say that you all have immense support from angels, from your ancestors, your guides. They're all here. And I don't like crying my way through a reading. I really don't. But I pick up on your emotions. I guess that's my superpower. I feel deeply whatever happened. So I did say that whatever left is being replaced with something far better than you dared to dream. And that's what this card confirms. Something amazing is on its way to you. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you earned it. It doesn't necessarily mean that you worked hard for it. But it's coming for you regardless. And I am gathering that it is because you endured so much. Whatever it was that you endured was painful. It was difficult. But you've released it. You've let it go. And now the Calvary is coming in to support you and bring you something amazing. So if this is your pile, I feel for you. I just want to say that. Let's get a message from Spirit on this pile. And I also want to say something about the throat chakra with this pile. If your throat chakra is blocked, it may feel like you have a lump in your throat, or that it's hard to talk, or that it's scratchy. That usually means you have a truth to tell, and you're not saying it. So I, again, earlier said something about how maybe we felt we couldn't, because, you know, as children, we're not really taught to use our voices and to speak up about things. But there are definitely things that children need to speak about and talk to people about. Again, especially in abuse cases. If we're told to be silenced, what do you think happens to that energy? It sits inside of us and it festers. And so to be able to release this after all this time, it just feels so uplifting. It literally feels like you're riding up in the universe on the backs of these angels, like you're in these clouds. It's so amazing. So if you haven't let this go yet, let it go for you. It does not condone whatever occurred. But if you're holding on to this, it's time to say goodbye to it. Let's get the message from Spirit. Focus your mindset on what you can control instead of what you can't. The world is your oyster. Elevate your thought patterns so that you can attract abundance into your life. You are what you believe. All right. So with the you are what you believe, I'm gathering, again, kind of going back to childhood, that maybe some of us were talked down to. The abuse could have been verbal. It could have been physical. It could have been sexual. And I really hope none of us have had to deal with that. But, I know statistics and I understand the majority of us do, unfortunately. So what I want you to do is, as what Spirit says here, focus on your mindset. If as a child you were talked down to, doesn't mean you have to believe what they said. Because people who talk down to other people have their own issues. And probably a lot of them. And they don't feel good about themselves. And so they want to make you also feel like shit in the process. So what Spirit wants you to work on is reprogramming your brain. Think highly of yourself. Think positively of yourself. Use affirmations, whatever it is that you need to say to yourself to get you out of whatever mindset that you've been stuck in. Let it go. Reprogram your brain with good thoughts. Positive energy. Uplifting things. I actually post them all over my house so that I can see them everywhere I go. So if that's what helps you, then do it. If you wake up every day and you have a certain routine, post up your affirmations wherever it is that you see them most frequently. You make coffee in the morning, put it by the coffee maker. You go to the bathroom, put them in the bathroom. Wherever you see them. And I know that you will get past this. In fact, you're going to come out better than you went in with, because this is a blessing in disguise. I know it can be hard to hear that and to understand that while you're going through it. But once it's over, you'll understand. Because you are a rarity and you're being gifted with something beautiful. Once in a blue moon. That's you. You're worthy of this. You're a beautiful soul. And you deserve this. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. So that is my message for you, Pile 3. You will get through this. You have a ton of support. And I believe in you. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate your time and energy exchange. And I will see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.